Lesson, and today marks our second lesson. In our previous lesson, we learned about work. We defined what work was. We looked at the various types of work, the importance of work in our objectives. We defined deeply the various types of work, and then we said that the first type of work is the house or the domestic work. And house or domestic work was defined or explained as the duties that are assigned to us by our parents in the home, which some includes sweeping, washing utensils, washing our clothes when they are dirty, and so on and so forth. The second type of work we also looked at was academic or school work. We also said a lot about it, that when we go to school, our facilitators, our teachers assess us on what they teach us. All these assignments, all these assessments are what we put together to call academic or school work. The third type of work that we also talked about was the community or the communal work, and it also includes a lot within the community, attending communal labors, so on and so forth, keeping the community clean whenever you are called to do so. That is where we ended in our previous lesson, and today I want us to continue with the two types of work that was left behind. And the fourth type of work I'll add to the third one we ended with is the church or the religious work. Church or religious work. Church or religious work will also be defined or explained as a type of work of priests. When you talk about priests, you are talking about pastors, you are talking about the bishops, the archbishops, and the rest, or the evangelists, church administrators, and other church workers. The duties that they perform for the church is what they do and then get paid. So when you look at the note, we say that these people receive salary or allowances at the end of the month. The priest takes allowance or wage, the pastor, the evangelist, the church administrator, and then any other church worker may be given an allowance or a salary at the end of the month. So what they do to also earn a living can also be deemed or termed as work, and that is to put it in a simple term or simple form. The fifth one, or the last type of work I'll add to the types of work, is the occupational or social work. Occupational or social work. And how do we explain that? We say that the occupational or social work is also the work people do to earn salary or wages at the end of every month or week. Our parents always goes to work in the morning, any other shift or any other day, all because they want to earn salaries at the end of the month. So we can call or refer to the works our parents do, our elder siblings do, as a social or an occupational work. That is what they have taken to do, and we call that as their occupation. Whatever they earn from it is what enables them to do more of the work and then also earn a living to work. Some of these works include banking. We as learners or pupils or students have parents who are bankers. They work in the banking industry. They work in banks, and then you know what the banks also do. They accept deposits and then also withdraw monies for customers, and then also safeguard or keep customers' money for them. In brief, that is what we can say bankers do. We can also include teaching. As I stand here, I am teaching. I am teaching to impart knowledge into you, and that is the main occupation I've taken to do. These occupations are also done by all or a lot of people in our various communities, and all these works are done in order to earn salaries and wages at the end of the month for us to live happily with our parents. You can also include the police service. Yes, somebody will tell you, I'm a policeman, I'm a policewoman. That is their occupation, and all this enable them to earn something at the end of the month to cater and fend for their families. We can also add laborers. Laborers are people who work for people to earn wages or salaries or any other form of remuneration. When I talk of remuneration, there are also amount of monies that are paid, either daily, either monthly, either weekly, and so on and so forth. Carpentry, driving, civil or public services. People work in the civil service, people work also in the public services. They are all works that our parents or other relatives of ours do in order for them to earn money, to earn a living. Continue with it. There are various importance work brings to us. And I know you as learners also will know or have some of the importance of work in your heads. The next lesson you'll be asked to mention some of them, but with today's lesson, a few of them is going to be discussed. And one of the importance of work that we can talk about is it enables us earn money, which provides us with food. Yes, we go to the markets, we go to the supermarket, we go to the food vendors, and then other roadside sellers to buy food, all with money. And these monies are gotten through the work that we do, through the occupations that we have taken for ourselves. So through work, we are able to earn money, which is used to provide food for the house, also used to buy clothing that we wear, and also provide shelter for ourselves and family. By shelter, getting a place to sleep, providing your family members with rooms or buildings where they can sleep at the end of the day, that is the night, and then also protect themselves from armed robbers and other enemies. The second importance of what I will talk about is that it reduces or lessens dependency on others. When I talk about dependency, all I want to mean is people relying or depending on others to survive. And these are people we call beneficiaries. As we sit as learners or students, we have not yet begun working, and as such, we depend on our parents to survive. So, and something like that, become beneficiaries of the monies our parents get from what they do. And as such, if we are all to go out to work, no one will depend on the other to survive. So it means that when you work, you are able to get money to cater for yourself and to cater for others. The third point is that it also helps to keep the body healthy and provide us with an active mind. Yes, when you work, it also keeps you going day in and day out, and as such, it exercises your body, and exercise, as you know, makes the body healthy, and it also gives you an active mind. This is one of the importance of work that we will talk about. The fourth point I also talk about is that schoolwork, for example, helps us to practice good habits for future work. When you go to school, you are not only taught how to read and write, you are also taught how to exhibit or put up good or positive attitudes. And as such, when all these things are taught and then learned in school, it enables you to also have habits that will be accepted in the societies and the communities in which we find ourselves. The fifth one, or the last point I'll talk about in today's lesson, is that through work, we are able to help our family members. We are able to help our family members. Yes, as an elderly person, you may have a niece or a nephew coming to you for, let's say, school fees, an amount of money for, let's say, food and the rest. It is all through work that we are able to get money to cater for the rest of our family members. In conclusion, I would say because of this importance, every human being must exhibit or show good or positive attitudes towards work. When you are continuing this lesson, you mention some of the positive or the good work ethics that one must inculcate or put up. And it includes a lot. Some of which includes punctuality, some of which include hard work, some of which include a lot. In our next lesson, we will delve deeply into this. This is just by the way, and as such, ending it, I'll say because this importance is of work. Because of this importance, every human being must exhibit or show good or positive attitudes towards work to bring about progress and development in our lives. If we work to earn money, our lives progresses. there becomes development in various communities, which of course when you're asked to, let's say, pay an amount of money as dues to develop a certain part of the community, or even build for our family, we are able to do so because of work that we find doing. This is where you draw the curtain down on today's lesson, and I'll be happy to meet you once again in our third lesson. Thank you very much.